Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're trying something a little bit different today, something a little bit different than the usual walk and talk thing that I do. I think a little bit better when I'm sitting. So we'll try a sit, chill, and chat format for a little bit and see if it works out. So today what I wanted to talk about is anxiety. Specifically, anxiety in the millennial generation, my generation. So, full disclosure, I am 37 years old, so that makes me firmly a millennial, or so they say. I feel like anxiety is such a big thing amongst my age bracket. People in their 30s, people in their 40s. Um, all of us who were born in the 80s and the 90s during the technology boom, anxiety is a huge thing for us, right? And I feel like it's a lot bigger than what it was for the older generations, Gen X, the boomers. They don't seem to have it as much, or I shouldn't say they don't have it. They don't seem to talk about it as much or be cognizant of it as much. Our generation seems to be the groundskeepers, if you will, of uh, that sector of mental health, anxiety. Why am I so anxious? Why am I having panic attacks? Why am I having anxiety attacks? Why am I so on edge all the time? Why am I being triggered? We're triggered by everything these days. So I want to dive deep into why that is. Why is it that millennials seem to be symptomatic of this? Now, what is anxiety, right? Anxiety is, how should I put this? It's our inner alarm system. We've all got it. We all have an inner alarm system that is supposed to warn us of danger. And it dates all the way back to our ancient ancestors who are running away from dinosaurs and giant lizards and all sorts of wild beasts. And it was something that told them run, fight, survive. You know, it's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to keep us alive. We have an inner alarm that is supposed to warn us of danger and tell us when danger is coming and how to protect ourselves. Flee, fight, fight or flight. So that is what anxiety is supposed to do. Now, fast forward a few million years, right? Um, a lot of us today who suffer from anxiety have an overactive alarm system. We have an overactive amygdala, amygdala. We have an overactive amygdala. It's that part of our brain that warns us of fear. Our the fear part of our brain is on all the time. So those of us who have anxiety, who are anxious all the time, our alarm bells are always on. It's always seeking danger or searching for danger. And so as a result, we seem to be triggered a lot easier than others who don't. People who don't have anxiety or suffer from anxiety, they're able to calm down their amygdala, the fear part of their brain pretty easily. So, or better, let's just say better than those of us who can't. Those of us who have an overactive fear brain, that brain is just like, no, 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 don't do that, don't do that. You know, and it's telling us that there's something to be afraid of, and oftentimes, most of the time, there's nothing to be afraid of. There's literally nothing to be afraid of, and you're like talking to your brain, right? Like, and you're like, why are you bugging? Why are you tripping? Why are you making me afraid of this thing that I don't have to be afraid of? That there's no reason to fear, right? So why is that? What is behind that? Well, full disclosure, if we can't cover all of the We can't cover it all, not in one video. Anxiety is a very complex, very dense topic. But what I wanted to focus on in this video is why our generation seems to deal with it a lot more than prior generations. And Gen Z, don't worry, I didn't forget y'all. I know y'all are going through it too, but I really feel like millennials, we really got it. we really got the brunt of it, So earlier generations, Gen X, the boomer generation, when they grew up and when they were coming up, they did not have a lot of the technology that we do, or that we did when we grew up. Again, we grew up during the technology boom with computers, the internet, social media, Instagram, TikTok, all of this stuff. We grew up in this age where information is just boom. It's easy. It's all over the place. It's instant. It's in our phones. We're carrying the world with us. Think of that, right? Every single day we're carrying literally the world with us. And every single day we are being overwhelmed with notifications and texts and messages and emails. Our phones are constantly going off, right? All the time. Bzz, 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 bing, 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 bzz, bzz, bing, 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 all the time. So what does that do? That creates a sense that there's always something happening, and that we're always, that we could be missing out on something. FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. So we get attached to this information system that we are plugged into constantly. And we have to be plugged into it. We feel like we have to be. Most of our jobs these days kind of warrant that, right? That we're just constantly plugged in. So it's hard to plug out. So what does that do though, right? What does that do? As a result of being plugged in, you're on constant alert. And what does being on constant alert mean? It means your fear brain is constantly on, because it has to be, right? It has to be. It has to be constantly on. It's harder to turn it off because we have a constant alarm system with us every day, everywhere we go. We're plugged in, we're tuned in. Now, look, I want to clarify something, all right? I think some of y'all watching this are saying to yourselves, oh, I know where this is going. This is going to be one of those videos that are damning technology and all that. That's not what this is about. I am not damning technology. I am very pro technology. Technology is a wonderful thing, y'all. It is a wonderful thing. Technology, social media, the internet, all of that stuff, it's made the world smaller. It's made information easy. It's made learning easy. I can't tell you how many recipes I've learned, just by Google searching or a quick YouTube search. It's amazing. It can teach you anything. The internet can teach you anything, and information is just easy. Back in the days, our parents and our grandparents and so on and so forth, they had to go to a library, right? And don't get me wrong, I love libraries too. I go to a library often, but that was their main source of information. You had to read a lot more, go get books. And information wasn't easily attainable, or as easily attainable as it is today. And having access to information is, again, it's indispensable. It's a great thing, but there's a consequence to that. There's a consequence to being plugged into information all the time in a world where things are always happening. You're constantly on. When you're constantly on, it's hard to relax. And when it's hard to relax, you have anxiety. So I think that's why our generation, we deal with it a lot more than other generations. And again, Gen Z too, for sure. But millennials, definitely, we got it. We got it bad. We really did. But here's the thing, there's always a choice, right? Like I said earlier, this is not me saying that technology is the enemy, that your cell phones are the enemy. None of that's the enemy. Anxiety is not even an enemy, really, if you think about it. It's not. Anxiety is trying to help us. It does it in a very dramatic way. Sometimes, most times, it's unhelpful. It needlessly scares us. But it's good to have an alarm system than to not. And what it's really about at the end of the day is learning how to talk to yourself, how to talk to your brain, how to talk to the scared part of your brain and tell it, hey, there's no danger. Life is good. It's all good. You know, that's what it's all about. It's telling your brain it's all good. I know it's not easy. I know. But one place to start is to learn about moderation. You don't have to get rid of your cell phone. You don't have to get rid of your computer. You don't have to get rid of any of that stuff. Just learn moderation. You know, we as human beings, we were meant to be outside. We were meant to be under the sun. We were meant to touch grass. We were meant to be around trees, the things that give us oxygen, right? We were meant to be outdoors and around these things. Start exercising moderation with these things that are giving us anxiety. There's no feasible, real way to totally unplug from all this stuff. And why would you want to, right? Why would you want to? Exercise moderation. Go outside. Find time. Find an hour or 2 or 3 to be outside. And just go take a walk. Go hike. Go to the beach if you live by the beach. Breathe fresh air every single day. It really does help your mind to ventilate and to calm down. If you stay inside plugged into these things, it's just going to overwhelm your brain and overstimulate your brain and cause more anxiety. A very simple technique to help is to just go outside, turn your phone off for a few hours a day. It's okay. The world will still be there when you get back. Okay? It will all still be there. But take some time for yourself to go step on some grass, get some sun on your skin, or rain. Rain is good too. Rain is peaceful, actually. You ever notice that? Rain is very peaceful. It's very calming. It's got a calming effect. Just go outside. Go outside and just breathe some fresh air for an hour. Do at least an hour if you can. I know we're all busy. We all got stuff to do. But like most things in life, you have a choice. And where there's a will, there's a way. So even if you're busy, even if you got stuff going on, you can find a little bit of time to just go outside and try to relax, try to breathe. And then slowly you'll see your brain will appreciate it. It will appreciate you taking a break from all of this bzz, 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 bing, 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 bzz, 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 bing, bing, bing. It will appreciate it. It will appreciate you taking time to ventilate it. And when you do, when you get back into the world, plug back in, you're ready. You're ready for all the notifications again. But if you inundate yourself with it too much and that's all you do, it's just going to make you on edge all the time. It really is. So, there are many layers to anxiety, and I'm not here to solve it, cure it. anxiety is really not something that you cure anyway, but it's something that you learn to understand and to make work for you. All right? I hope all of that made sense. Just some thoughts I had for this evening, and I wanted to share with y'all. So go outside, guys. Trust me, you won't regret it. All right. Thank you for watching. Take care, everybody, and I'll see y'all in the next video.